Why, oh why, oh why, Honda? Why?
RevelatorAlf.
So, have you ever been looking for a bike and you think, I think I found the perfect bike for what I need to do? And then you think, right, I'll just go to my local dealership of the said manufacturer, and I think, do you know what, I'll go in there and put my money down and take that bike away and live my life very, very happily. Well, this is a situation which I find myself in, and I'm asking Honda, why aren't they satisfying my needs? Let me explain. Okay, just turn on the light here so you can see. This is a parts shelf which I've made available to myself, and then no parts on it, right? Okay, have a look down here. This is an open space that needs to be filled with a bike, right? Perfect. Project bike, you're asking? Yes, that's exactly what I want. Okay, look, tools, bits and pieces all over the place, ready to be put to work. Okay, let's get back over there. So I've always been a big fan of small displacement motorcycles, mopeds, 125s, 50cc's, and that's basically how we all started, right? Just because I ride a big bike now and I've ridden those for many, many years, it doesn't mean that I've stopped liking those smaller bikes. I've come to a point in the last year or so, especially, where I really want to get a smaller bike again. And if you watch some of my older videos, you'll know I've bought a camper and I want to attach a smaller bike on the back of that. Okay, so that's an old story. Now, one of my favourite bikes of all time has been the Honda Cub, and now their latest variant is the Honda Super Cub CT125. Brilliant bike. You've seen it, I'm sure, on many videos. And I'll throw up a picture there as well. If you go to the website, I've written a lot about this bike. Now that bike pretty much has been ridden all over the world on all sorts of surfaces, and as it is right now, about £3,500, really cheap, really economical, and it'll pretty much go anywhere within reason. But they do another variant. This is Honda, okay? They do another variant called the CT125, and it's basically called a Hunter Trail in some parts of the world. And basically, it's like an off-road adventure style variant of it. Basically, got knobbly tyres and a big plate at the back to put all your camping gear on as well. It's very similar to the Super Cub. In fact, it just hasn't got the fairing at the front, and it's got a snorkel going up to the top of the seat pretty much, so it can go through deeper water. Great, right, but it's not sold in Europe. Why not? So if you look on YouTube, you'll see lots of videos of the CT125 being put through its paces in Australia, in the United States and everything like that. And this kind of bike would be perfect for Europe, and not only UK where it's got a big following, but all around Europe, in countries like Italy, in Spain and France, in Portugal, where these smaller bikes are really prized, especially in the rural areas. People rave about them. I've got lots of experience of going to these countries and using these bikes and seeing other people use them in all sorts of off-road settings, and they're brilliant bikes, really capable, and they're so light that you just manhandle them and be on your merry way as well. If you get stuck, you literally just pick the bike up, lift it over a log, let's say, and carry on. That's the beauty of these small bikes. Now, in the UK, there are a couple of companies that have imported US bikes, CT125s, and you can buy them, but then you have to go through a registration process, but eventually you can get them on the road, no problem. But my question is to Honda, why are they not selling this CT125, this Adventure Hunter Trail little bike, small CC bike? Why aren't they selling it to the UK market, but all over Europe? It would surely be a big seller, wouldn't it? So I thought it might be something to do with Euro 5 compliance. But then I think, well, actually, I don't think it can be, because the Super Cub and the Monkey Bike and the MSX125, which is also known as a Grom in other parts of the world, they all use the same engine, and the Super Cub is Euro 5 compliant as well, so I don't think that's an issue. Maybe they just don't think there's a big market for it. But I would disagree. I think there's a huge market for this all over Europe. Yes, possibly limited numbers in the UK, but all over Europe there would be a huge market for it. Now, I've got in touch with Honda this last week to ask about the Super Cub and also to ask about the CT125, the Honda Trail bike. And ominously, they have not replied at all, not even a receipt of my email or anything like that. Now, I bring this up because when they first announced the CT125 a couple of years ago, and I think they launched it at the Tokyo motorcycle show or motor show, then it started to be sold in 2020, 2021. Many people at that point in newspapers and motorcycle magazines and websites were all stating that this would be coming to Europe. Then all of a sudden it stopped. There was no more news of it coming to Europe, and then the latest was that no, it's not coming to Europe at all. It's kind of a bit of a confusing story. Why is this bike not being sold in the UK or around Europe? Is it coming? Was it ever going to come? What is the official line? I certainly don't know. So if you guys know out there, if you know any information on this, let us know in the comments below. My conspiracy theorist head would tell me something is afoot here, Sherlock. And I've got a sneaking feeling that this bike is going to be sold in Europe, and they are going to make an announcement. Now, this is a feeling. I have no information here whatsoever, but just reading through all the press, all the research I've been doing on this bike, where it's being sold in other parts of the world, and how it's gaining a big following all around Europe as well, I've got a feeling that Honda are realizing this, and it's a market they just cannot ignore. I also think that because they've been radio silent on this issue, not only just to me, but it appears that other people have been having similar kinds of issues and trying to get information out of Honda as well. I've got a feeling they're going to be making an announcement at some point. Now, I could be completely wrong, and if I am, I'll hold my hands up and say there's no inside information here at all. And possibly it's just wishful thinking on my part. But it seems as if that is the ideal bike. Now, £3,500, £3,700, something like that. I would expect that's what the going rate for this bike would be. What's that got to do with what I was talking about earlier on about my empty part shelf? Well, I was looking at buying an older version of this, an older version of Honda Cub, older version of a CT sort of 90 or a 70 that you can find here in the UK as well. But some of those are going for £2,500, nearly £3,000 as well. And that's if you can find them as well. So actually, the amount of money that you spend on a project bike, let's say, you could spend on a brand new bike and just be done with it. So I'm going to hold fire on getting a little project bike right now until I get some kind of answer. And also to see what the import costs would be as well. I'm speaking to a company right now, so if I got any more info, I'll let you know. But for me, this is a great little bike. It'd be great to just throw into the back of the truck or on the back of the camper, or just ride around here for a little bit and go and have a bit of fun. I'm a great believer in that small bikes, you're always going to have great fun on small bikes. It's just a mindset. If you've been riding, big, powerful bikes for many, many years, as I have, it's a mindset just to get back to small bikes as well. And I think you're going to have lots of fun, easy to maintain, cheap to insure, cheap to run, and don't take up a lot of real estate as well. So, it's a win-win for me. But anyway, look, I'll let you know. But if you have any information on this, it's Honda CT125. In some places they call it the Adventure Trail, the Trail. Some call it the Hunter or the Hunter Trail. I think it depends where you are in the world. But if you've got any information on this particular bike, and if it will ever be sold in Europe, please let us know. Right, anyway, I'm going to do a bit more research on this. But say if I've got any more info, I'll bring it to you as well. But why Honda? Why are you not selling this bike here in the UK and around Europe? Let us know. And with that, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Lots of blogs on there, lots of motorcycle info and news as well. And I've also written about this as well. Catch you again. Ta-da.